we are going to be doing cups usage. So you have several papers for usage today. We are going to glue them in together one by one. Now the first one looks like this. Okay, you are going to cut this part out, and cut this part out in this. And it's going to look like that. Now pause, put it together, and I am going to take some time to color it. And I'll be back. All right, so we're going to go over what I put right here. This is present tense, past tense, and future tense. Now we haven't gone into a lot of detail when we were doing grammar and verbs yet, but we will a lot in the future. We are going to be talking about it briefly here. So that way we can check our words and make sure that we are using them correctly. So present tense is right now. What's happening right now? For the singular, we have to use he, she, it. We add an S on the end of the verb. If it's plural or I, we, you, they, we do not add an S. For example, the cat claws the chair. What we would write here is we would say the cats claw the chair if there's more than one cat. The next one is add ed. A cat clawed the chair. And then future tense, we add will in the front of it. A cat will claw the chair. So present tense is happening now. Past tense had already happened. Future tense means it's going to happen. So these are the uses of verbs. Now the next page looks like this. And you're going to glue it in on the next page. All you're cutting out is the title and then gluing this in. So pause it, come back, and we will talk about all the different types of sentences. Okay, so subject-verb agreement means that whatever you're talking about, your subject, your verb agrees with it. So you don't say, he runs, I runs, things like that. You say, I run, he runs, they run. So it matches. Singular verbs, we add S to third person. Linking verbs, we have is, was, had, and have. Plural verbs, we do not add S. Okay, and your linking verbs for plural are, were, have, and had. In other words, I don't say I are. I say I is. I don't say I is, I say I am. If I say he is, she is. If I say they, it would be are. They are. Okay, such as the dog licks the bowl or the dogs lick the bowl. Grandpa is snoring, the grandpas are snoring. So that's what we're talking about with subject agreement. It makes sense. I don't say the dogs licks the bowl. Now double negatives are really big. A double negative is like, I don't have to do no chores, which means you have to do chores. You just said that you don't have to do any of them, which means you have chores. So if I say no, not, nothing, no, nowhere, no one, nobody, you don't want to use more than one of these in a sentence because then they cancel each other out and it means you do. So you only want to use one of those at a time. So if you have two of them together, take one out and rewrite it. Okay? All right, the next one. Complete sentences. We've talked about that. Make sure all of your sentences are a complete thought. Do you have a subject? Do you have a predicate? Is it a complete thought? No fragments, no run-ons. And we've talked about this as well in writing. No run-ons. Now, run-on is when you have two complete thoughts squished together. You either use a conjunction to join them, make two complete sentences, or change it up to where it's not two complete thoughts. The next one is a pronoun antecedent. For example, I don't want to say the boy gave her bike away because I said the boy, not her. So you want to make sure that all of your pronouns agree. If I say him, all my pronouns need to be him. If I say she, all the pronouns need to follow she. I also don't want to say they and then just say him or it. If it's a plural pronoun, then it has to be a plural afterwards. So those are our usages. The next one looks like this. You're going to glue it in. And we're going to talk about the progressive tense. Now, the progressive tense is past, present, and future. And the progressive tense is when we are using something that is happening over a period of time. Progress is a period of time. Something is happening over a period of time. So progressive is when we're using ing. All three of them use ing. The only difference is the words that come before the ing word. Present progressive is you are doing it now. You are currently doing it. Past progressive is you were doing it over a period of time. Future progressive, you will be doing it over a period of time. So if you look, all of these say walking. The only difference is the words that come before. That's how you can tell. So is each verb present, past, or future? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to find my ing word. And then I'm going to find the word before it. This is present tense. So it's present progressive. The next one I'm going to do the same. Was. That is past. Was already happened. The next one is will be, which is future progressive. Practicing. Will be. That's future. How do I know if it's future or future progressive? Because will be, and I have an ing following the will be. This is the team was practicing. That is past progressive. So you are going to put this in, and you can color it if you want to. You do not have to color it if you do not want to, but make sure that the notes match what mine say. All right, your next one and your last notes is our perfect tense, okay? The present perfect is used with the word to have and the past participle. Now, the past participle is like finished, slept. So it's all of these are written past. What we would do to tell if it's past, present, or future is to look at the words before, just like we did in usage 3. Okay. Have, has, have, those are all present. Had is past perfect is past, and will have is future. Okay? So I'm going to do the same exact thing that I did before. I'm going to underline the ed word. I'm going to actually go down all of here. Jumped, crashed, crashed. All right, I will have, and that's future. Perfect. The next one is had, Had is past. Perfect. Okay. Have is present. Perfect. Has, present. Perfect. And the last one is will have. And that's future. Notice they all have jumped, jumped, dumped. We have to look for. Okay, so we're looking at how all of these words are used. Are they being used correctly? I don't want to say I will have jumping over the rock. I know that I have to have it jumped. So the reason why I show this to you before we do this lesson, or before I have you guys actually correct it along with me, is so that you get an idea of what we're looking for. Because otherwise you're just going to be following along and not knowing exactly what I'm looking for. And what if I didn't find all of this that I could possibly find while I was using my essay, and you come across one of these things in your essay that you need to correct. So this is always something good to have while you're editing in front of you. It's a really good use of your resources. So I'm just going to finish coloring this here. And then you're going to get, there's actually a copy of the essay, and it is a little bit different than the essay that you guys got yesterday for your capitalization, but it has mistakes in usage that I'm going to show you how to correct. So you're going to cut it out and you're going to glue it on these 2 pages. There are 8 mistakes that I'm going to find, and I'm actually going to highlight them and correct them. Okay? So the first one is, stop giving trophies. Speaking on my own behalf, I don't think young athletes should get participation trophies. There is many reasons to support my belief. There is many reasons to support my belief. Is not correct. There are. So if you're reading something and it does not make sense, go back, reread it and say, I need to check on that and see if I need to fix that. Participation trophies are often overlooked by the child. In addition, losing can be beneficial to the child. Athletes can be motivated. There's something missing. Losing can be beneficial to the child. Athletes can be motivated to work hard, or that's a run-on sentence. Earn a reputable trophy. There's something missing here, so I'm going to use and. This is my thing that I would use to add something, my symbol. Losing can be beneficial to the child, and athletes can be motivated. So there we go. Okay. To begin my opinion, I agree that participation trophies are often overlooked by the athlete. My brother only wanted to keep the trophies that he truly earned. He didn't care none about. He didn't care none about. He didn't none. That's a double negative. If I say he didn't care none, then that means he did care, because it means he doesn't not care. So I'm just going to take that out. Take something out. He didn't care about any participation award. In fact, he threw many of them away one day. Then my friend agreed that they are useless because everyone already knows who is good at the sport. It is evident at award ceremonies too. Participation trophies is quickly handed out, whereas others are passionately announced. Participation trophies is quickly handed. Trophies is more than one, so that can't be is, that should be are. Participation trophies are quickly handed out. Another valid reason comes from Ashley Merriman of the New York Times. Or an article called Losing is Good for You. Her research proves that adults need to help kids overcome failure. Okay, that looks good. All right, let's go to the next page. Athletes need to learn problem-solving skills. A guaranteed reward doesn't provide them with obstacles to learn. Ashley will learn that disappointment is a part of life. Ashley will learn that she already learned. That's the wrong tense. She's not going to learn, she already did. So I have to make that past tense. She learned. That disappointment is a part of life and needed to help children grow. A final and compelling reason. Athletes should be motivated to be successful in a sport. Many people believe losing can actually help strengthen. Hold on a second. Many people believes. That's not right. That should not have an S. Many people believe losing can actually help strengthen. Okay, that makes more sense. Child's motivation for success. How can it be beneficial? They will learn that they need hard work and dedication. When they triumph, it boosts their confidence. When they triumph, it boosts. So that's future and that's present. So these need to match. What if I add it will boost their confidence? That works. They can reach a personal goal and feel satisfied as the hard work paid off. In summary, I'm convinced that athletes shouldn't get participation trophies. It will allow trophies. In summary, I'm convinced that athletes shouldn't get participation trophies. It will allow trophies. That's a run-on sentence. And that needs to be capitalized. It will allow trophies to have true meaning. It will also show children they can learn from losing and strengthen their motivation for success, eliminate the fluff, and let the young athletes grow. So that's a shortened version of the essay, and all the words are used correctly now.